Alrighty, we are live. Uh, Hello chat. Mason, how are you doing? Bishop, Dimetron, I can't pronounce your name, dog. About to make some coffee. Alright, I am joined by the illustrious Indolent Lard. This is the man who always does my timestamps. Great guy, super nice, always humbles me. I wanted to do a stream with him personally just because he's such a nice guy, and he deserves it. In my usual unprepared fashion, I didn't put a link to his fucking YouTube channel in the description, so I'm gonna do that afterwards. We do not plan very well. I am on late. I'm on late. I am not on time as usual because I got a delivery right as we were about to go live. We chatted up a little, and then I forgot to set up OBS. Things snowballed. This is a halfway ranting hour just because it's not on the usual time, but it should be fun. I don't even know if we're gonna go an hour, but we just wanted to shoot the shit generally. It's just a fun time. We got 11 viewers piling in, and I still don't have an intro. So, by the way, Indolent Lard, is there anything shorter you want me to call you, or just anything to refer you as?
Indo can do, yeah.
Indo? Okay, Indo. Yeah, okay, that's a dope shortening. Do you want to introduce yourself? Talk a little bit about what your channel does, your kind of content.
Alright, so yeah. Hello, Black Nero viewers, and I hope would-be potential subscribers. So I'm Indolent Lard. I'm a Dffoo content creator. Well, I used to be a Dissidia NT content creator, but the game is dead, so like very dead.
Jesus.
Way more dead than Opramia could ever be. So yeah, I jumped ship like around late Chaos era, and I started to post whatever I feel like it. So yeah, there you go.
That's the way.
That's the short.
He's a Tifa fan and a 7 fan, which aligns pretty much exactly with my tastes. Excellent tastes. Yato saying being late is mandatory. Intros are usually just say what's up. Isn't Lard Indo? We call him Indo. The guy who does the 7-set saga. Yes, he is. Yes, okay, everyone. Yeah, dude, look at you popping off already. Chat already knows what's good. If y'all are watching this and you ain't subscribed to him, you subscribe to me and you ain't subscribed to him, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I also don't like you. So go ahead and fix that right quick. We just wanted to talk about Tifa and some general other things. Yeah, and this was supposed to go last week, but I got a little busy last weekend. But now I got the time. So what I know you were talking to me about. Well, actually, let me go back. Where did your name on YouTube come from?
Oh, okay. So there it is, the very grand question. I actually just stole it from my sister. It sounds really good, the way it rings. Indolent Lard.
Okay.
Indolent, which means lazy, and then Lard, yeah. Fat, shit like that. So
all right.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
Sounds good, and it has been my gamer tag ever since.
Dope. Why this early? Because it's easier for his time zone. I also like doing earlier weekend streams because it's better for people in different time zones. Because I know 8 p.m. Eastern when I usually do my streams on Wednesday. It's pretty late and not everybody can catch it. So flipping the time around is easier for some time zones. This is ranting. This is a halfway ranting hour because it's not the official time slot that I do it. And the brand attracts more people than if I were to name it something else at this point. So it's kind of it's not technically clickbait because we're going to talk about stuff. But the ranting hour is whatever I feel like it needs to be at the time. So don't feel like it needs to be put in a mold. It is just what happens. EU time sucks. Finally got to catch it live. Yeah, that's why I like doing it this time. And I also do enjoy, as I've been saying, I like giving people whose channels aren't as big as mine a platform. Because really all it takes for someone to grow is just attention sometimes. And if I can be a proxy for that, like I know I've helped like Bl'Artagnan out, Excalibur, I'm in the trenches with y'all, man. I was that small channel at some point, and I've been at it for a while, and I've just been tinkering around. And if I can, because I know Indo said I inspired him, and that's so hilariously humbling to me, because I really am just some idiot who's been at it for a while and who's tried to maximize my YouTube clickbait gains. It really is something else. But I don't want to monologue too long. Do you want to talk about your So you said you started in late chaos, right? What was your first banner?
So yeah, I mean, first off, we're all idiots, so don't worry.
All right.
So yeah, I started late chaos era, which is Afmal Lost Chapter, and it's
Oh.
actually a TCC challenge. And please don't look up the video; it's so fucking old.
Dude, my first
I
video
mean,
was awful too. Don't we grow as people.
yeah, and for me at least, in my point of view, if you look at your very old videos and you cringe at it, it's it's really telling that you have grown as a
Yep,
content creator.
agree completely.
So yeah, and there's that. So I keep using Zidane back then, back the Chaos era, and then here we are now. When Lupinia started, I started using. I surprisingly tried to use Tifa on the Shinryu event, and somehow it worked and got me the idea that I should start taking Tifa into numerous
Hmm.
Lupenia, match, Lupenia stages. So yeah, there's that too. And I try to make sure that my content is what's the right term? Oh yeah, that's right.
Entertaining.
Not yeah, entertaining and hoping not a waste of time. No, wait, no. By saying not a waste of time, I'm being a fucking hypocrite because sometimes my uploads are like 24 minutes. Fuck.
Hey,
Okay,
it's not a waste of
nice.
time if somebody enjoys it.
Mm, yeah. I mean, sometimes people would rather have their content sped up and then have commentary. Say, for example, the great Blart and Clay as well. They sped up their videos
Yeah.
to not waste time. And I also try to do very very random videos.
Yes, you do.
And I'm not gonna spoil what it is. Just check out my channel. So anyways, besides that, I also try to do entertaining like full videos. I try to speed them up in the process, like
Yep.
not take less than enough. And I also recently do full battles as well.
Nice.
Yeah, full
Yep.
battles
I
because I want to boost my my what's the term? My my confidence in myself, self
right.
confidence. Yeah, that's the word. And there's that. So yeah,
And
that's all.
yep. And that the confidence stuff really is something. I say it all the time. People don't believe me. And there was I'm a huge introvert, and people really don't. People both online and offline, because I've learned to express myself in a way that can show that I'm not an introvert. But I read a really impactful book a couple years ago, and it's called "Quiet: The Power of Introverts." I believe. Let me look it up real quick.
Ooh.
Quiet: The Power of Quiet: The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking. And that really changed my life because I've been introverted all my life. And in the book, because for those who aren't aware of the terms, introversion is people who are energized by being alone, and extroversion is people who are energized by talking with others. So and so shyness and being able to project yourself are on completely different planes than introversion and extroversion. So I've taught myself over the years to become an outgoing introvert, to where I can express myself around people without being shy, but it also drains the hell out of me, which is why there was a stint like a months ago when I was trying to react to every JP trailer. It was killing me just because all that output of energy was really harmful, and so I try to keep it minimal. And that's also how the ranting hour happened in that sense, because I didn't want to talk for 2 hours because that's killer as well. So managing your energy levels, who you talk to, is really important for introversion. I can't recommend that Quiet book enough. It really was a life changer, and it talked about how a lot of stuff in the world is mostly geared around extroverts and like group work and meetings. And sometimes people like us who don't like being outgoing that often, or who need that recharge time, we don't exactly get that, and sometimes we can get shamed for it as well. So I think content creation, especially, is a very good outlet for introverts, because most of the time you're just talking to yourself, and it's you and your own thoughts versus and then those collaborations, which I try not, like, I tried pull battles a couple times, but it really wasn't for me, because I also don't like the people management aspect. And I've actually, full disclosure, I've been struggling that slightly on the ranting hour because a lot of people hit me up saying they want to talk on it, and I don't want it to become a. I don't know what I want it to become, but managing a lot of people can also be stressful. Not saying Endo, you're doing that, by the way. This is different, but it's just things I got to juggle, and also this is just a hobby at the end of the day because I don't want to think about who am I scheduling for the show. Like shout out to Mark on the TCC podcast. I need to plug that as well. And Mark and the Broadway Saying are some of my inspirations for why I do this because Broadway Saying. He reached out to me and he started watching my videos and he plugged me when he really didn't have to, and he's such a nice guy. And it's the principle of reciprocity. Like you do something nice for someone and they appreciate it for a while. It's just a chain of positivity that you can help lift people up. That give them a shout out that can really help, and I hope to do that with others because I really. People look up to me, and I can't. And sorry, I'm rambling way too hard, and I don't know where this came from. But that's why I don't plan things. But it really does help to just lift others up. Like the City of Bard, he just released a parody video about me, and he was trying to. I hope he's in chat right now, because he was like, "Yo, can I show it to you beforehand?" And he showed me a clip. And I'm like, don't show me anymore. Like, do what you got to do. Do it as long as it's not racist or nothing. Like, I'm good. Like, if you want to make fun of me, so I need to plug that as well because he showed me a clip of it and it was already very funny. I guess this is kind of a spoiler, Endo, for what I want to talk about if we didn't have any other topics. Yeah. Just general like content creation stuff because I've been meaning to talk about how to get into content creation, how to like feel yourself, like the average, like setting expectations and how fun it can be. I don't know where I'm going with that, so let me throw it back to you while I drink some water because I've been talking for like 5 minutes straight.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
Anything to say about what I just said? Because I just went all over the place.
So first of all, I can't relate with the book part because I don't read.
Fair.
Besides, unless it's for academic purpose. So yeah, I can't wait for the part where we talk about the content creation shit because there is a fucking lot to talk about it.
Yeah.
It ain't all black and white about content creation.
For real.
And yeah, we look up to the people that inspire us. So yeah, it's really nice that that there are people who give you the courage to do your own content creation. And in my part, well, it's not just you and well, just like 40 and BL who's also in chat.
Yep.
There are people as well who help me specifically. Navarre is in chat, I guess.
Yes, he is.
I remember. Yeah, he makes really good content. Like he made Strago work on the Separate Lupenia. Yeah, that one, nice.
Yeah.
And as well as the recent Palom content too. And the other person who encouraged me to do content creation besides you guys is Cross. Yeah, Cross 13.
Yep, familiar with Cross too.
He encouraged me. So yeah, there's my bit.
Yeah, I really do encourage more people to get into it because everybody started from something. It's the general talk about habits and stuff. It's like going to getting exercise. Like your muscles aren't going to explode in one day, but you go consistency and you see results over time, and you really know you've made progress when other people are saying they noted you made progress. Like if you've been, I've had this experience when I was younger and I was getting into weightlifting, and there were people like I didn't see since high school, and I seen them like a year later. They're like, wow, you really bulked up. And if for anyone who exercises frequently or like lifts weights, you get insane body dysmorphia where you think you look terrible, and then other people are like, wow, you look great. You're like, huh, word? I feel like I'm still like fat and I look different. So, I mean, if I were to give some general tips for getting into content creation, the first thing I would say would be get your mind right first, because that's what comes important. Like that whole self-confidence thing, like can't nobody tell me shit on here. First off, because if somebody were to pull up on me, unless they're like I could like tussle with some people. Like I'm a 6'1", 200-pound black guy. Like y'all. First off, a lot of people are crossing the street if they see me. So that's one thing. So can't nobody tell me nothing. I've been through so much stuff to where some one-off comments can't touch me. So getting your mind right, getting your diet right, getting enough sleep, like general basics. Like I had issues with that during the pandemic where stuff was closed down and I couldn't hit the gym as often. I gained a little weight. But just that innate self-confidence and knowing you can do stuff and it's okay to fail. It is so okay to fail because you are almost generally your biggest critic. Broadway saying in chat, Totsuki. I lost my ability to do that. I don't know what happened, but I can't do the scream anymore. It actually comes out horrible. But yeah, getting your mind right and getting your confidence right is step one. So if you don't got that, content creation can be a stepping stone from that. But if you get easily demoralized, it can step it down. It can impact you. I lost my train of thought. You had something to say?
Not at all. Not at all, man.
Yeah, I don't want this to turn into me rambling, but I'm trying to weave you into the conversation. And I think we were supposed to talk about Tifa, but I think this is a good enough topic to where we can kind of stick on this for a bit. And I was saying maybe we go for a half hour, but I think we have enough. This really came out of nowhere. But again, I'm gonna repeat this until the end of time. I think people should try, and I am willing to help people trying to get into it, because if you go back on my channel initially, you'll see all of my failed projects, empty promises, things I said I would do and didn't, series I started to do with and didn't. Another thing is, if you're not enjoying something, just don't do it. Like I think I've said this before, but near the end of when I was doing those Dimensions End guides, I actually really hated doing them, to the point where I'd procrastinate the hell out of them. That almost started happening with my poll plans videos too, but it's constantly reinventing yourself that really helps. So you got your mind right, you know what you want to do, you prioritize your health and your sleep and your fitness, because really, like, especially because I've been going, and I can't emphasize the fitness enough, get a jump rope, go for walks, lift some weights, get enough sleep. Spending too much time on this game is not good for you. You want to be your best you, and then output that so that other people can understand. This is almost like life coach advice and stuff. But let me read chat real quick. No more dolphins. They're worse. What are you guys talking about in here? I have not been reading chat at all. I go to your content when I want to learn to play with more challenge. Really? Me? All I do is run synergy. What? Me? Okay, Dad. Oh, tells in chat. Oh boy. Oh, somebody said earlier, Asian's gonna eat some BC content tonight. I guess so. This is prime APAC hours, isn't it? Life coach. I mean, yo, like getting your mind right. Really, I mean, I had a big self-improvement phase in college, to where I would going back to the shyness thing. What I do in like school and work, like I didn't know how to talk to girls, so I'd just walk up to people at the cafeteria and like try and start a conversation, and I mostly flopped. It was horrible. But hitting up people on elevators and just trying to hold a conversation with them. And I know all the introverts out there and the shy people, it probably sounds horrifying, and it is. But you learn very quickly that your failures are non-existent, because I have had countless times where I tried to talk to people and I've been awkward and a mess and embarrassed myself. And the fact that I can't even remember most of them now shows how insignificant your failures are in the long term, because you build on them eventually and you're able to get in a place where your mind's right and you can do more impactful things like this. Like if I hadn't tried to personally get my confidence up, because I felt so like self-doubting when I was younger, I wouldn't have been able to do this now. So you are your biggest critic. Anything to chime in on that?
Yeah, that's always like, if there's main takeaway from you, bruh, it will be you are your own greatest critic. That will always be your. I think that will go down as your motto, man.
Really, that's impressive. Thanks. We had some good discussion before we went live too about how I inspired you. Could you go in a little about that, just so I could kind of bounce off that and dispel some myths potentially? Because I'll be the first to talk about my own failures, because it's humbling and it kind of deflates your ego. But go ahead.
In terms of what, man?
I don't know. I actually don't know what I was getting at for that. I don't know where. I'm just trying to loop you in the conversation, because I don't want to monologue. Because it's hard to generate a conversation if I don't know where I'm going with it. And again, more mistakes. I don't quite know what I'm doing, but I'm learning how to better talk to people, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Just I know you mentioned that I inspired some. Or you said I'm your favorite. No, that feels like I'm just jerking myself off. I have something I'm trying to say, but I can't think of it. Um, what motivates you to make content? How about let's go through that.
Mm, first of all, my love for Seven. Not just kidding.
Nah, that's real, dog. I love Seven too.
mm, well, here's the thing. I just recently got into DFFO. Not technically. I started DFFO right at the very beginning. Like when I got my copy of NT. I got the Buster Sword Cord. Yeah,
Yes.
that one. And yeah, after that, I tried the game, and to be honest, I got bored of it immediately when it's just bravery and then HP attack.
Mm,
That's fucking boring. Like I went through it. Like I pulled for who were these guys? Ace and Ramza. Yeah, they were still
ooh.
like
Was that C50 era or Ace Ramza?
yeah.
Oh boy.
And then I quit the game around. Yeah, that's right. Snow's event. hmm
Yeah, that sounds
I
right. That lost chapter was horrible. I remember that.
and then I started to chime in with the game when I heard about the Chaos Era when Squall got the burst. That
Now we're
was
talking.
that was really fun. So yeah, I got into it, and I'm honestly having a hard time first at understanding the game, understanding like each characters, understanding buff management, turn manipulation, that shit. But yeah, besides the yeah, alongside the people that I mentioned, such as Navarre, shut up. Yeah, we still play empty.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's still I mean, I still try to play NT every now and then
Yeah.
because there's still a lot of JP players. Okay, so back to Oprom. Yeah. So yeah, there. Fuck. Yeah.
It's all
So
good.
yeah, I'm having a hard time back then in DFO, especially like because it's chaos era, like at the start where it's really hard, like Otonisha's event.
Right.
I can't, and then I don't know. I think it's right around Lightning and Hope's EX Plus that got me, that I finally got my first Chaos win, and there you
Mm.
go. I started clapping those, the finish stages real good,
Hey.
and there you go. I thought at first like normal runs will be like something too generic and not very click worthy amongst the DFO viewers. So I waited until like I can do a TCC challenge. So and then when I did finally do the TCC challenge. I managed to do it, man.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's fire.
Yo, yo, thank you, for you, man.
Oh yeah. Thank you, 40.
Um,
Have a good workout, dog.
I really wish though, sorry about G40 that I don't always make any streams because that's all you do nowadays. So yeah, thank you 40 for always inspiring us, man.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to him. Uh, you said something good, and oh, that's right. So you said something. You're thinking about what people might want to watch, and I think that's half of the content creation because half of it is also something you want to make. And if
Yeah.
you don't want to make something, obviously it's a stop right there. But thinking, because what's the Steve Jobs quote? It was something about the iPhone where he was like, "I'm not worried about what the customers think they want because I'm going to tell them what they want." And sometimes it really is that easy. Like sometimes if you think you have a good enough idea and you believe in yourself enough, that can really be it. Like the sarcastic tier list I made. I don't think any of that had existed before, and that was also something that I couldn't do anymore. Comedy is really hard. That's
Yeah,
especially
yeah, man.
especially around a video
It
game.
really is.
There's only so many jokes you can make.
Yeah, that's a hard degree, man. I remember doing this offshoot, like I predict LB and BT
Yeah, I remember
weapons
those.
for and oh my god, whenever I make those, yeah, initially like during the editing process, I find it funny. But when the moment I uploaded it and rewatch it, holy shit, it's cringe.
Hey, I mean, sometimes you gotta tap into the cringe to access the based. Uh, I hope Necklord's listening.
My, I mean those very type of videos. I haven't honestly seen anyone make those, so I went right away to tap into onto that shit posting kind of content. So I went ahead because there's always very finite finite types of content in Opera Omnia, which is the should you post
Uh huh.
show gameplay and showcases and full battles and the general giving tips and tricks, and
Right.
yeah, those were the four I usually categorize. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I honestly put it in their very essentials, in their very core, those are the four I label in content creation, which is, yeah, I
Hmm.
gotta repeat myself. The should be post the gameplay videos.
Gameplay is the
May
most saturated out of all of them. If you're doing just gameplay, that is the hardest by far to break into. Like you need to be doing like Vayne Novus or Dystopia levels of madness to be able to, because like Stimpy pretty much has the JP runs on lock as of late,
Yeah, I got
and
it.
some of the usual JP YouTubers, the Fairy Guy Whale, and
Yeah, Pixanaki.
yeah, you really
Pixanaki.
gotta punch hard to get into that, and I think that's probably just talking in terms of the city Opera Omnia content creation. If you go down that route, that's probably the most taxing on your brain.
Hmm.
Just because most people are looking for the stomp and the be done. If there's like YouTube is in analytics are just a giant red pill in general, because the big things are like people only like watch the first 5 minutes, or that's why you got to put all your like promotions in the beginning of the video, because
Yeah,
people's attentions
definitely.
drop. That's why the ad revenue threshold on YouTube is like 8 minutes, because like that's like the average watch time. It's actually depressing how quickly people like drop from your videos if you look at the analytics. But like
I
runs are
don't
probably go ahead.
I don't look at those, to be honest. Maybe I'll get depressed when I actually see the analytics. To
I
be
mean,
honest, bro.
even now, you probably see like a glimpse of it. I mean, and then like it's like it's also playing the game. What's the quote from The Wire? Maybe it's just the game is the game. I don't know. But by the way, watch The
Mm.
Wire if you haven't seen The Wire. Everyone,
I
best show on
haven't
the TV.
seen. I think it's been a while since I've seen the first season, and I honestly forgot every single detail. So maybe I might need to watch it again.
Yeah, great show, great show. Definitely one of the most influential things I watched. But where was I going with that? Jesus.
With YouTube.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean,
Part of it is just
talk
playing the
YouTube in
game.
general.
Part of it's just playing the game and learning to play the game while also staying true to yourself. Is I know people keep making fun of me for trying out the red circles and arrows, because I was like, is that real? Is that real? So I had to try it, and I can't tell if it's working yet, because we like all three of some of the recent banners have been very high, being Tifa, Galuf, and
Yeah.
Bartz, and those pull videos did very well for me, and I'm not sure if it was the red circles or not. Maybe I'm gonna give it a little bit more, but like I'm always in. It's the Pareto principle, I believe it's called, where you try to put it's like the 80-20 ratio, where you try to put uh, it's like I don't know how to apply it to the city specifically, but you want to put the least effort possible into the stuff that gets you the biggest output. So like for my poll videos, for example, I have a template, I have the music lined up, I do it one take, I drop it in between the intro and outro, line up the subscriber reminders on the overlay, and then I render it. That's done in like 30 minutes, and those videos do particularly well for me. That gets me most of my attention, and that can keep the algorithm going. Doing those pull plans videos is where I do spend a bit more time, but I also try not to overdo it, because if I can, and I had the same realization with my Dimensions End guides as well, because I would spend a lot of time, because when I got really like savvy with editing ish, I'm not gonna say savvy because like you're a way better video editor than me already. I'm barely stitching things together, and I would get like really obsessed over the minor details and stuff and that's me going back to you are your biggest critic, because I'd be doing a lot of stuff that nobody would even notice, and then I started realizing at some point that I could skimp over things and no one would care, and trimming things down and really trying to it's really just a matter of optimization, and this is why I get on Ink about some of the stuff he does, because Ink overexerts himself all the time, and I'd hate for him to be burning out, which is why I try and give him a space on the ranting hour. But just focusing on the things that get you the most output is also the best use of your time, because if you put a lot of good work into something but it doesn't like pop off like you'd like it to, then that's also not a good feeling. But it's also a notice that maybe you should scale back, focus on what people are in. That's how a lot of my stuff happens. So like pull plans, like, so I talk about, and like if you go back to some of my earlier pull plans videos where I just stitch over some of my old bloopers gameplay, and I just talk like carelessly and it wasn't focused, and then one day I had the bright idea to re-upload in bursts because I can double dip, and that works so hilariously well. Like just searching for that little thing is what can really help. So you should always, and I guess this is just going back to general content creation again, I don't know how I got here, but look for the thing that people are really responding to and expand that greatly. Throw the net out there, and that goes back to the confidence thing, where you don't want to be afraid to fail, because I've had duds, like my least watched videos, and I noticed those, like the challenge quest videos were doing well, and I realized that it was a waste of time, like in the JP challenge quest, just because everyone's done them already, and they go by in like 5 minutes. And then I've even had to scale back a bit more recently, where I'd spend a lot of time trying to. That's how I fell behind on the JP retros too, where I got too, again, self-conscious because there was so much going on, and I want to hit all the details, and numbers really don't matter. And then and it's easier to stream. Streaming is much easier, and it is really a shame that YouTube gates streaming on here by 1,000 people, which makes sense why some people start off with Twitch. I know people have asked me to go to Twitch before, but that would that's difficult. So I want to throw it back to you because I'm rambling again.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Final ASIM has a question, and I really like that question, so I'm gonna read it off.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So Final ASIM has a question. I have a question. Wow, there's so many questions. Do you think it's possible for someone to upload content but not really care if you have high view counts or view time or that stuff?
Yes. Sorry. It's you. Ignore me.
I'm definitely one of those people. It's because I mean, no matter what, I just want to upload whatever the fuck I want. To be honest, I'm not aiming to be,
Boom.
to get more subs. I mean, and views. Because to be honest, if I'm aiming for that, I would have milked the LDBP predictions videos, those kind of shit. Yeah, because those are the ones that are making hotcakes for you. The ones that are getting me the shit ton of views. To be honest.
People love speculation and giving their mind, which is why poll videos are also a great avenue for growing your channel. Solely because some people won't even watch your polls, but they'll come and comment with what they did. And I used to spurn these people originally. If you go back far enough, I'd say like halfway through the video as a test, I'd be like, "Don't comment with your polls because I don't care." And people would do it anyway. And at some point, the switch flipped. I'm like, "Wait, this is good for engagement. If I just tell me what you did, engagement way up and we benefit more." But keep going.
So. I mean, to be honest though, with Final Asim's question, so many people are honestly enters the category of your question, like people who still post nowadays, who still upload their runs every single day, whenever an events are live. They can generally be considered as people who who doesn't give a crap about high view counts or
Precisely.
yeah and the view times. To be honest.
You're just being informative, and there is nothing wrong with that. And my general stuff that I was talking about earlier is more aimed to people who are trying to grow and make a name for themselves. But if you're just trying to be like a reference on YouTube, that's fine too. The difference for me was I wanted to make money, so I actively searched those things out, and I wanted my voice to be heard. And that's slightly egotistical because who am I? I mean, some people. Again, it's weird that people look up to me. I'm the same as you all. I am just a person. I am fallible. I learn from my mistakes. But the other thing that YouTube does is it just being on the internet in general, it holds you to a standard. Like my notorious Vincent video that I had to go back on. That is a prime example of me misunderstanding something and learning from it. And really, nobody could tell me anything because I took apart my own video. Like how many people will do that? And it's a good standard to openly show your wrongness because we are human, we make mistakes. And now really everyone, like anyone who tries to, and people have tried to use that against me, like, oh, you were wrong about Vincent. And then I can go, also, well, one, I learned, what else should I have done? And nobody else has a good comment to that. And plus, I was on point about Balthier, Vivian, Sarah, so also fight me on that. Let's see. Indolent, Lard, are you Filipino? That's Suchi is asking that.
Yeah, I already answered it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm salty. I couldn't get EXs in one ticket like everyone else in this comment section. Doesn't YouTube pay basically nothing? No. Well, it depends on what your definition of nothing is. Because I make like $300 a month off of YouTube, just by optimizing my output. But that's it's mostly from the pull videos. That's where most of the stuff comes in. And the benefit of me doing JP content on release, and I you guys might have noticed it, is that I can go back and plug it again when it comes back in global, and shoot up like a bunch more views to sometimes where I can double the original views, and people can look at that look at that video for guidance on the video, and so I get to eat again. So recycling my content, like I've been trying to get more and more ways to do this. Like when I start remembering to actually record the Ranting Hour files locally and like start clipping them up and uploading those as clips, that's beginning to recycle again. Like it's really a matter of efficiency, and this goes back to what I was saying before about getting your life in order first. So I used to wake up and record videos. Like first thing I do, and like play the game as soon as I wake up. I completely disallowed myself from doing that. And what I do first in the morning is I go to the gym first, I stretch, and I do my cardio first, and only after that am I allowing myself to play video games. And that is a much healthier habit because it also makes me appreciate my time more. So like I went like a week. I mean, it does end up not uploading something fast. So like I took a week to do the Edgar Intertwined Wills, and I should have done the Papa thing this morning, but I also wanted to exercise again. And I'm also doing another JP Retro later today. So if that doesn't go up, I mean, there's honestly no rush. So I'm trying to circle back around to what you said, Asim, but you should know what you're trying to do. Like your channel, you upload runs to show off for people. You upload to the Call to Arms, and you can show it as a reference. And that is perfectly fine. You're not trying to really do anything with your channel. But if you're trying to exert yourself as a personality on YouTube, as some of us are, definitely getting your mind right is definitely the prerequisite. Go ahead, Indo.
Yeah, to be honest, always remember yourself all the time. Whenever you do the content, that's always what I say so myself, and I'm pretty sure everyone else who's doing content creation on Dffoo is pretty much thinking that way as well. Since I mean, to be honest, Dffoo is far from a very popular popular mobile game, and it's very niche in the YouTube algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my 2 cents about it.
Yeah, you touched on doing unique stuff, and there is a huge, and I know Dystopia Bard released this parody video of me, and I really want to watch it. I mentioned it earlier, but just new stuff. Like the more people we have doing content, the fresher ideas. Because I know Macnol mentioned in the TCC server yesterday something about and I know somebody expressed this sentiment to me as well. Stepping on each other's toes in the content creation sphere, that is the exact wrong way to think about it. You should be trying to do. That's really how a lot of innovation in the world works, where there's an idea and someone tries to take it and do it, either do something better or you do something new, or you mix in a way of doing something. Well, I guess that's kind of doing something that existing already better, but most ideas in the world are generally not original. It's a couple tweaks. It's like the Mac computer being more popular than the PC, like Android, iPhone. Like, a lot of things are similar and they have different benefits, like the City Opera Omnia units. That's why one-to-one direct comparisons don't work. There's benefits, there's different takes on things. Like there are the normal should you polls, but I put my spin on it by not, because in my philosophy of not trying to tell people what to do, I prefer to help people think about things. Yeah, how to think about things, and let you into my thought process, because I've already decided. So and especially as a JP player, I decide if I should pull on a whim, but I also try to give my experience, and that's a unique thing that I could do. And not everyone can always provide that unique experience. Like I was shouting up Bl'Artagnan's video on the Tifa thing, and I'm gonna spoil his video. Well, whatever, I'll spoil his video anyways. He was. It was.
Everyone has seen it already.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes of talking about Tifa and just sitting on the poll screen and then doing the daily ticket and not getting anything good. He'd be like, like that. That was really funny, and that's the sort of novelty that, it just takes one person to punch through. And we keep putting new ideas out there, and me just doing my bullshit, it potentially inspiring people as well. It's just a cascade of new ideas. And then the content creation scene gets better, and we all grow, and just do some cool and funny stuff. Like again, I shouted out Excalibur doing his video on Sarah's numbers. He had a great, unique take on it. John Belmont doing his in-depth high armor plus video, and stuff like that. Like if we get nobody stepping on each other's toes, it's friendly competition, and it really is. Whoever does it best deserves. I mean, and again, part of it is playing the algorithm, but. Innovate, try something. If it doesn't work, try something else. Don't stress yourself out, because at the end of the day, we're all just idiots playing a game. Back to you. Did you have any, I don't know if I interrupted you in the middle of that.
I mean, yeah, there's also this thing where just like you said with the Android and the iPhone shit, that if there's plenty of competition, plenty of competitors, there's always, the market will always be busy, and you always have shit to choose from, to be honest. What the fuck, where am I going?
I ask myself that every 2 minutes.
So there's that. I don't know.
Okay. One thing I always like to mention. Watch stand-up comedy. That is probably the best thing. Like one of my favorite things to watch ever is the Opie and Anthony show with the Patrice O'Neal episodes. That is my favorite comedian. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal. Just watching comedy. Like I think I was talking to Broadway saying a couple months back, and I told him my philosophy in life is the Bill Burr Philadelphia rant video, where he like have you seen that video, Indo, by the way?
No, not
okay.
yet.
Anyone who hasn't seen that video should watch it, because Bill Burr is on stage in Philadelphia and he's sick of the audience, and he just starts going off, like, and he's supposed to be doing a show. He's like, y'all look like skinheads because you're all y'all racist. And every minute he's like, 12 minutes left. He's like, yeah, sports suck. All of you, fuck your mother. And he's just going on. And the way he controls the crowd is legendary, because they're booing him in the beginning, and he just collects so much negative energy and starts just destroying the crowd in Philadelphia as a whole. They're cheering with him at the end, and it's such a powerful thing that really stand-up comedy can teach you to be resilient. I will always and not take yourself seriously, because once you can just laugh at everything, the world becomes so much better. So again, if you're looking for more personality, watch stand-up comedy. That's my number one recommendation. Just funny stuff in general. Like I watch so much comedy, or just stupid shit, like the Baku videos, with boneless pizza. That's what I'm on as late. Filthy Frank. I know
Yeah,
Tetsushi is in chat. He watches King of Lightning anime reactions. That's if you ever seen his stuff, like his reactions, you'll see. I take some influence from him. The Black Hokage on YouTube. Been watching him for years. He's one of my biggest inspiration for content creation. Reading chat. Be glad there's Android and Apple. Friendly competition. Who does new ideas? Okay. Completely off the rails there. What are we talking about? We're just talking about content creation as a whole, and just kind of our influences and ideas. What would you recommend trying to do if you're busy? I'm near the point of being in a complete transition in my life, and I want some time to myself due to having to focus a lot on work and scholarship. The best thing you could do is schedule your time. Know exactly when you're doing what, and try and put life improving, like sleep, cook for yourself, learn to cook. Mino is pathetic that he can't even make spaghetti for himself. I find that appalling. Learn to cook. If you're trying to get a significant other, by the way, learn. I guess a lot of people. Do you know how to cook, Indo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I,
it's if you can just make
I mean,
basic
I
food. Go ahead.
I just earlier this dinner I cooked some orange chicken.
Ooh, nice. I love me so
Yeah.
much chicken. Yeah, like cook your own food. Don't buy takeout. Exercise. Sleep well. Like
Yeah.
get Grand Ruby. Just get your mind right, dog, and then everything else should build from there. I don't know if that was in relation to content creation or whatever, but if you're in the middle of work and school, that's a lot, and video games should be your last priority in that instance. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. 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 So cooking is really I highly recommend everyone cooking. The I mean the that's obvious.
Yeah.
Uh, because in itself like trying to and also try to the more times that you cook like you move yourself away from the recipe try to put some put different spices in so yeah there's that.
Yeah, yep, totally. Yeah, that's a learning to fail thing too. I mean, there's a book. I think it was Tim Ferriss. He's a popular podcaster and blogger. He has the book called because if you heard of the 4 hour work week, was it 4 hour work week? I think that was what his book was called. He also did the 4 hour, was it 4 hours? 4 hour chef, and he's got a bunch of cooking recipes that teach you how to cook and encourages failure. One of the best recipes, and I always eat my scrambled eggs and experiment with spices and just seeing what works. One time I love telling the story. This is completely off topic, but I put I put cinnamon in my ground beef on accident once because I was trying to put cumin in there, but I didn't read. I saw C and the letter afterwards, and I didn't read the rest of the label. And then I tried my ground beef, and it was sweet. That wasn't a good feeling. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with that. It's called a TED Talk, so early in the morning. Hey man, it be like that sometimes. Bibblestone, I give it a try, but I have no idea how to record a phone game. I need to make a video on my setup. Because I have a very bootleg setup that I use for my desktop. I have a line. I use a aux cord to connect to my line in port on my desktop for audio, and I have an Android, and I use a screen recording software called SCR-CPY, and I run them both in OBS simultaneously, so I can capture the audio and the video, so I can edit it straight from my computer, and I don't have to do any file transfers of that stuff. I know for different phones it works differently, but that is the smoothest I found. I could probably do something. Well, I'm gonna do a video on it, but I probably won't. I'm such a liar. Oh, if someone needs to, I'm sure you guys don't understand. I really want to watch the Sophia Bard's parody video of me right now because from the clip he sent me, he called me a 4K already. Like I know one of the lines he said was 5 months and no JP retro. I was like, no, 4K. Indolent mentioned how he got his name. He said his sister came up with it. He's
And
quiet.
I stole it.
He's quiet, really? You telling me that now that he's quiet? I sure hope not. BC, how did you learn to manage trolls? So that goes back to the comedy thing and the Patrice O'Neill and the Bill Burr stuff and how they handle hecklers. It's that you make them feel bad about themselves. So I think I shouted this one guy out in one of my comments who when I do my polls, asking who's pulling what, and he's like, "Oh, are you sucking on?" First off, he said wiener. He said fucking wiener. Who said what?
Bruh.
Lord, who? I need this. I need to walk around. I'm getting mad. Like it's like stupid mad. Like how could you be so stupid? Who the fuck says wiener as a grown adult? I hope they're grown. Even if you're like more than like 13 years old, like I should slap the shit out of your mouth for just saying wiener. First off, it's just you roast them back. Like, and I was like, look at this fucking loser. Like no, I didn't jerk myself off. Your mom did it. Like, and he didn't respond after that. Like, it's just talking. And I've been in such like toxic like internet circles, like growing up, just playing like shooters and stuff, and being online, and just stuff that like discrimination that I've experienced in real life, to where some fucking dweeb behind a computer screen who I could cave their fucking face in. Like that's where I go back to lifting. Like I can lift some pretty decently heavy stuff, and if anybody were to come, if these weirdos were to come me sideways like on the street, like they would definitely clutch their purses and cross the street if they see me. And just knowing that, it nothing anybody can say in a comment section can really get to me. I just what was that it was in the Lufenia I think it was in the Hiram Plus video where the guy was like, where is I think you know the comment where he was like, "Where is this?" And then he called me useless, and I was just like, "Suck my dick!" Like, you useless piece of shit. That's how you manage trolls. You just shit on them. I mean, there are no good trolls in this community. I am unfuckwithable. Can't tell me shit. It's really as simple as punching back. That was what my mom taught me when I was younger. She said, if you get bullied, I don't care if you hit them back, because make it be known that if someone messes with you, they're not gonna do it again. And so if anybody, I mean, I embrace legitimate criticism. I embrace people calling me on my bullshit. That's good. But if you're just trying to be an asshole with no good points, you are getting violence, and you are going to make sure you don't do that again. Make sense? Does that answer your question, Silicons? It's really just a matter of resiliency. And the great Patrice O'Neal, again, rest in peace his soul, one of his biggest lines was, "I'm better than you." And sometimes it's always better than that. So if you decide to troll me and come with that weak shit, I'm better than you. Fuck out of here with that. You have something to say to that?
I mean, Silicon has another question.
Oh, he did? Am I behind the chat again? Oh, Jesus, I am. I guess everybody like that. Oh, God, I'm really behind the chat, aren't I? That is an endangered species. The best part was when he had the crowd laughing by the end of it. Yeah. He roasted him so hard they had to cheer for him. Raining in the Philippines. MJF promo where he said he loved video games until he said he lost his virginity. Who's MJF? You know who that is?
No.
Michael J. Fox, was it? That's funny. That's probably who it is. Why take yourself seriously? It makes it easy for people to target you. Facts. You can't roast me if I can roast myself better than you. Who are the top 3 best stand-up comedians? You want to answer that first? Do you watch any stand-up?
Not the moment.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
You go ahead, man.
Patrice O'Neal, number 1, biggest influence in my life. Bill Burr, no, Bill Burr's 3rd. Dave Chappelle is 2nd. I believe Dave Chappelle is the best comedian of all time, but Patrice O'Neal is my favorite and most impactful. And then Bill Burr is just a god. Also, shout out to what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? White dude. Wow, I can't remember his name, but he's also hilarious. It's like Andy or something? What? Oh my God. Okay, let me hit up Instagram real quick. I feel pathetic now.
Nah, man.
Andrew Schultz. That guy's hilarious too. Shameless plug. I'm trying my hand at content creation. You can guess my content. I love Final Fantasy. I love memes. Am I subscribed to you already, Final Fantasy memes? Because I will after this. And I like to subscribe to you guys to show love, but I just can't. I can't watch everybody's videos. Also because I have 2 YouTube accounts, obviously my personal one and this one. Usually I spend most of my time on but usually I do try and show some love when I can. I do usually poke in other people's videos, and I leave comments sometimes. You can't sleep well if you got kids. Man, how old are y'all? Kids, out of here. Oh, man, they're still talking about cooking. I went on a tear, didn't I? Chat is really behind. Okay. People talked about cooking immediately, so I'm just gonna scroll through those. Summer break. I'm not in college yet. Content creation seems fun, but failing and recording seems tough. Grand Ruby, I just say try what you can. Failing is progress. it's and again, go back to because I'm obsessed with the gym. When you lift weights and you don't hit where you're going for, your muscles still grow. And in that same regard, failure is just the path to success, because the famous phrase "Rome wasn't built in a day." You gotta crawl before you can walk. No one sticks to landing at first. Again, go back to all my old content, and a lot of it sucks. And a lot of my current content sucks, but we're growing every day. It's the notion like when you look back when you're younger and you think you're smart, and you're like, wow, I was dumb, but I am smart now. And then another year passed, you're like, nope, I was still dumb, and you don't realize it until you grow some more. So again, don't hold it to you. People, Dystopia Bard, feel free to chime in and interrupt me. By the way, I don't want to ramble too much. People don't have to do full on content creation stuff. I'm finding a niche, just being a jackass, and I love it. Yeah, see, there you go, just little sprinkles.
Yeah.
Broadway made a setup, and if you go to, I know you guys are joking. BC's Discord, the TCC server, that's hilarious. I will always give shout outs to Mark. Mark is a great guy. I've been cooking since I was a kid, and yeah, experience Pinoy Sweet. There's a lot of Filipino people who play this game on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Gacha games are very, very popular.
Are they? Really? Why is that?
Well, first off, it's a very poverty-ish country.
Yeah,
And we tend to really love, we tend to flock to so many, these gacha games where it's free at the start and then there's payment within. It's always, always something that's always attractive to us.
Yep. Okay, that does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Oh, was that a joke or was it?
I don't know.
Well, Zombie Bard, that's how everyone should manage trolls. Don't let them win. Exactly. Give it back to them. Ignore them because they're winning. And I always punch back, and I make people feel bad. Watch Wieners become a new BC channel meme. Please no, that's gross. George Carlin. Oh, thank you, Drew Sane. George Carlin is also amazing. Jim Norton. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I see. There's a lot of people who are in the same comedy spheres that I am. I am caught up on chat now. The city community is full of dads and old men. Apparently, this is more the interview hour than the ranting hour. New series. No, it's called the ranting hour because people click on it when I title it the ranting hour. The ranting hour is whatever gets talked about gets talked about. Don't put it in a box. Don't put it in a box. It's more of a brand at this point than anything. Always remember your first 100 pounds overhead press fail. Yup. I remember when I couldn't even bench 95 pounds. And I was repping, like, what was I repping yesterday? Like 185s for reps. Not back up to my strength from a couple years ago because so much time from being off the gym and being sick. But I'm getting back there, and I'll bench press everybody's auntie. I got clickbaited again, and there isn't a burst orb thumbnail. I actually stopped doing that. Once I learned a little bit more about how YouTube works, like I used to spam my tags too. And I read up on that, and I realized that was also a bad decision. It's actually better to do more focused tags, so the algorithm prefers you to be accurate and so you can have more focused tags. That's because spamming everything and having it be irrelevant actually does not work, and it does more harm than good. And I've seen that reflected in my analytics, where I've actually done better the less tags I'm doing and the more focused stuff. So I think I gave that advice. Like I did that as a meme I think I told Clay about that from Dystopia, and I was like, and he's like, oh, I saw BC do it. Let me do it too. And I'm going over like, no, don't do it. Bad idea. You want to cut in here, Indo? I'm sorry. I'm kind of I'm not facilitating the best discussions right now because I'm kind of going off, and I apologize for that.
Nah, this is premium content, man.
Premium. What's your training look like? I do the 5-3-1 Jim Wendler program, and I do the boring but big, where I do the compound lifts, and I throw on the leg days where I do deadlifts and squats. I don't do any accessory work, except I should be doing like pull-ups and like ab work on those days, but I usually be too tired enough. But then I do it's like overhead press and bench, and then squats and deadlifts. Those are the main four, and then I sprinkle in a little in between 4 days a week, and I do jump rope. I just recently took up jump roping after my cardio because I hate running, and while I do bike to the gym, and that's good cardio, jump roping is very convenient, and you can do it right in front of you.
I mean, for me at least, gyms are still close in here at our place, so I just try to do. There's not much time for me, so I just do pull-ups, sit-ups, and that's bench presses. But that's it, man. To be honest though, I should start living healthier and going back to the gym. To be honest,
Jim, getting your sleep right. I think I've told this story multiple times on the channel as well, but not everyone's heard it. I suffer from sleep apnea. Are you familiar with sleep apnea at all?
no, no.
Okay, so it's a condition where your airways close when you sleep, and you're actually choking when you're sleeping. It's actually a very common condition for like older males who are overweight, and I am none of those. But in some rare cases, depending on like your genetics and sometimes the way you sleep, you can stop breathing in the middle of the night, and you actually don't get a full nights of rest. Because you're waking yourself up, but it's in such sporadic bursts that you don't wake up and remember it. So I would wake up with headaches sometimes, and I'm a lot more happy than when I first started my channel, and a lot of that was because I hadn't been getting proper sleep for years because of sleep apnea, and I got a sleep study. Like, so the extended story of that was I actually almost had a heart attack in my early 20s because my heart was getting so stressed out because my blood pressure was high because I wasn't getting enough sleep. And so I'd be exercising and I'd be tired all the time, and I'd get enough sleep and I'd drink coffee and it wouldn't do anything for me. And I like my left arm went numb, and it was really weird. And my parents kept telling me, "Oh, you're just anxious, like, or something," because like jobs changing and life changing around you and stuff. Because I was moving at the time, and I went to the hospital and they said my blood pressure was really high, and like there was, I think it was troponin levels in my blood. This is way off topic, but whatever. I think that I like telling the story because it can potentially save a life. And they kept me in the hospital overnight, and they tried to tell me that it was anxiety, and they tried to put me on antidepressant pills, but I knew it wasn't right. So I went to a cardiologist, and I kept asking around people. And one day, my general practitioner told me, because I told her about the headaches, and she's like, maybe it's sleep apnea because you do look pretty tired. So I went and got a sleep study, and it turned out that I actually I woke up 26 times. They do a bunch of plugs on you, and they like monitor your like breathing and your brain and stuff. I woke up 26 times during the night, and I had no recollection of it. And they said I stopped. And when I say woke up, I stopped breathing. Did I say stop breathing, or did I say I woke up?
Stop breathing.
Yeah, I stopped breathing 26 times a night. And the longest period I stopped breathing during the night was a minute. Unconsciously, right? And on average, it was 30 seconds. So that is moderate sleep apnea. And a lot of people suffer, and it's actually a silent killer of men, because a lot of people, especially those who are overweight and older, they suffer from it more, and you don't realize it because you think it's just snoring. And I thought I just snored, but I was actually suffocating every night for at least, I don't remember how long I had those headaches, but it was at least 4+ years where I'd been just doing that, and I'd be tired all the time. And I got a CPAP machine, and the CPAP machine, it forces air into your lungs, into your airway, and so you can breathe better during the night. And it was such, I cried when I woke up that morning because I technically had not gotten a full night's sleep in about 4 or 5 years. It was mind-boggling. And I say all that to say your sleep is so important. And if you're constantly sleep deprived and you don't realize it, you don't realize how beneficial getting your sleep off can be. So I encourage everyone, go to sleep. If you feel like you snore a lot and you feel tired all the time, definitely I encourage everyone to get a sleep study. But yeah. I don't know how I got to that, but yeah, definitely like getting your life in order is very. We like to romanticize like being lazy and not being in shape and not getting enough sleep. Like, I was sleeping at 3 a.m. I was such a degenerate, but that can really like shorten your lifespan. Like if I hadn't caught on the sleep apnea, I could have just straight up died, dog. Like, isn't that crazy? Sorry, I don't know where we started at, but sleep is very important, guys.
I mean, my name is definitely screams degeneracy.
Yes, and
so yeah. So you did say that with the snoring problem, I snore heavily a lot. Like I'm a fucking nuisance whenever I sleep. So I gotta try to check that out. Man.
Well, some people do just straight up snore, but there's a you'd have to look up some. And I'm not a doctor, obviously, but there is a certain sound that it makes. The normal snoring is separate from sleep apnea snoring, where it sounds like you're actually choking when you have sleep apnea versus just a regular snore. And there's
Yeah.
some Android app out there that can record you during your sleep. It's specifically for that. I don't remember what it's called, but
You gotta
I
remember, man, you're sponsored.
Jesus, I tell the story because it was truly life changing. That if you're not getting enough sleep, please try and get more sleep. Exercise, get your mind right. This stuff can save lives, and it's so basic sounding. Eat more vegetables, eat clean, and you do it consistently, and you start to feel bad when you don't. Like I stopped myself from ordering takeout, got back in the gym, feeling much better, energized in streams, getting more sleep. All that stuff really does add up. So if I can help anybody's life just in that way, I've done a good deed for the world. I don't snore. I fight in my sleep. I kick the wall, punch the headboard. Oh man, and I can't believe I was talking about we maybe just go a half hour because I don't know what we're going to talk about, and we're already over an hour at this point. That's crazy, ain't it?
Definitely.
Oh man. We could start wrapping up if you don't have anything you want to get off your chest.
So honestly, to be honest, real shit like this is definitely always more important than default.
Yeah, for real. Get your mind right. Like if you're, especially in this recent restricted period in content, and content is going to get better. I know we've had rough times, and it probably stings a bit more because these like Terra fights and these Barth fights weren't as hyped up as the Hell Month and like Sephiroth's era in JP, so it caught a number of people by surprise. And I've been theorizing that people have been feeling a little bit more burned out by the game, especially by that and the fact that the world's opening up and you're seeing kind of what else is out in the world. So it is a game, guys, and it probably got a little bit hooked into people during the quarantine period. And it's okay to play the game a little bit less. If you're not enjoying yourselves, take a step back. It really is good for you. Back to you. Didn't want to cut you off.
I mean, to be honest, yeah. Always remember to take breaks as necessary. I mean, right now I'm taking a break because having some personal issues. I need some self-reflection with myself. So there's that. That's all I'm gonna disclose about myself. So always take necessary breaks.
Yes.
I also took a long ass break during the Vaughn burst cycle. Yeah, that one.
Yep, I remember.
I took a break.
There's nothing wrong with that. You come first in your life. And I fall into that trap too, where I was trying to make too much content and I had to dial it back, and I feel better for it. Put yourself first, people, and get your mind right, and then circle back around to expressing yourself creatively. Oh my God. Oh, creatively. Jesus Christ.
Creative.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that notes.
Yeah, dude. You come first. Get you right. Get mind. Exercise, like meditation. I don't meditate as often as I should, but just taking time to your day to be in your mind. Again, that book, the Quiet by Susan whatever, that was a game changer for me. Watch more comedy. Those are my general life tips. Watch more comedy really is the GOAT, because it just takes a couple funny people to like laughing really is the cure for things. And the fact that I can make people around the globe laugh is just wild to me. And even where my channel's at now. Even when I was smaller, which is crazy to think about. Just the fact that I even like a couple, like 5 people, like if I can have that impact like halfway around the world, that really is something special. Very rewarding.
It obviously really is, man. So we better start talking about the character in the video.
Oh, Tifa. Yeah, we were supposed to be talking about Tifa, and that just didn't happen. Jesus. What?
I mean,
What did we want to say about Tifa? Jesus Christ, that was the goal, and then it see, that's why this will never be a podcast, because podcasts have structure. I just get on stream and do something. It's like that mess of a stream last night where I said, I don't know if you caught that yet. I said I was going to play Metal Gear Rising, and I started the stream, and then I realized that I didn't even have the game downloaded. And I just rolled with the punches. It'd be like that. What were you going to say though about Tifa? Tifa's important here.
I mean, I mean, at least I'm just like, I think I heard this in the TCC podcast. So yeah, it's nice that a character well known as Tifa has definitely lived up to the hype. in comparison to like say Sephiroth in the first release. So yeah, as someone who has played Tifa for so long, the differences are fucking night and day. Of course, the fucking battle cry worth is is worth clicking. Besides the buff refreshing because it's now fucking dumps HP and Jesus Christ, the fucking beat rush is no longer fucking three hit single dump. So there's that.
Oh,
Um,
right. You said you joined during late chaos, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you weren't around for when Tifa got her that rework originally when she came out with EX Plus on Barris Lost chapter, and those three hits were a force of nature then too. So it's funny seeing that in context because Tifa was broken when she came out with just EX Plus, and I guess it makes
Yeah,
sense when she came around with Squall, she wasn't as good as she was at that time, but like Tifa was super meta back then too, and then she just got on steroids. But keep going, keep going.
Are you sure he's meta? I mean, Aranea?
Okay, that's what. Oh, that's a great point. Was Tifa before Aranea? I
I
Aranea
can't remember
came.
the.
I don't remember the time. I think it was like right. I think Tifa. No, I think Aranea was before because I remember Aranea being around for Emperor's event, and the double Emperor friend meta kind of died because of Aranea, which was unfortunate. Because the popular strat in JP when Emperor released was to bring your own Emperor and then chain each other's traps and do big damage. Ooh, Foxdie Gaming for 50 currency. I don't know how to read.
It's Filipino pesos.
Oh,
Filipino pesos.
nice. Thanks for the donation.
So okay, so yeah, shout out to Fox the Gaming too. He's also a content creator as well.
Yes, yes.
He's also like the only one so far that I see currently doing chaos stages for the sake of helping new players. Yeah,
Oh, really? Wow, that's dope. I'm gonna go sub right now just to show some love.
he's dedicated.
That's
So
really
yeah,
I never thought about that, but that's pretty sick that you do that, dude. Yeah, shout out to you,
yeah,
man. Or my
check
subscriber.
him out, man.
Just to show
So
love.
yeah, so where was I going? Oh yeah, so to be honest though, I'm really happy that Tifa got the. No, Tifa's
Really, really.
really is really good. Which is why I prompted to continue doing the Lufenia saga with her, even though it's honestly so unsuccessful because it's just 24 fights, but 24 still is good to me, and I don't want to be one of those people who does the Lufenia saga and then drags her along with Terra and Yang.
Oh, shots fired. Uh,
So yeah, besides that, I'm really happy with the outcome with Tifa. And to be honest though, I keep seeing her in co-ops, and it's getting fucking, it's burning me up right now. Due to how many people don't use her correctly.
oh, what are they doing wrong? Let's hear it.
I mean, sometimes they just outright do the meteor crusher. To be
Oh,
honest, but
that ain't it.
here's the thing though. There's this thing called nuance. I'll give them a benefit of the doubt because it's Cosmos co-op, and
Yeah.
to be honest, do whatever the fuck you want. But if you're honestly doing this without, you're, you're honestly doing like meter crushes straight away without going for for Valkyrie, you're missing some Max Brave buffs to her, and yeah, those buffs are really important to her. And as well, so besides the fact that I'm annoyed with Cosmos co-op and I barely see any palums.
Oh, oh God.
I don't see any palums.
You want Palums in this Tifa co-op?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, I value my time. Actually, I'm not even doing I don't even farm crystals in the co-op anymore. I did a 2x book and I got the crystal. I got the gems and tickets. I haven't even touched the co-op since. But go ahead.
No, I just want to see some give respect to Palom. So I sometimes try to bring him.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot of Tifa in co-op uh, even in the boosted room more than likely, which is going to be
Oh,
obnoxious. And Tifa is the fastest call for co-op easily,
yeah,
just
that's
as
the
a
thing I'm
call.
gonna.
So even if you bring someone else that's boosted to Tifa call is gonna be doing a lot of damage in the
That's
co-ops regardless. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of Tifa. There's gonna be a lot of Tifa videos, and I can understand why that might potentially be demoralizing for your runs. Um,
Mhm.
I understand the struggle because I had that struggle with someone. Uh, like Aranea and Chaos, where I loved Aranea, but seeing her everywhere getting spammed, it kind of hurt to also use her because sometimes, and this is slightly related, but it's not. I think probably one of the best ways to play this game is to not try to consistently use it as a creative outlet. Like sometimes you can pull off some bullshit, but holding it, and that's why sagas, while they are cool, can also become a double-edged sword because sometimes you have to stretch to make things work, and then you get a headache from it. And I know that's why I haven't run Yuna in a minute in JP, and that's not because other people are doing it, because people aren't, but just doing that for so long can really get on your mind. But yeah, Tifa, unfortunately, with the hype train that was behind her, it's kind of inevitable that you're just gonna see her everywhere. That's really unfortunate because you did such great work with her pre rework stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, boy, is she really hard to carry back then? Holy shit! Especially since she only brings like what fucking that power crap damage and delay and launch. So there's that.
Just the
So
damage
yeah,
side.
just the damage dealer. So anyways, so with you also touched upon some Lufenia sagas. I mean, the thing with Lufenia sagas is, to be honest, to make the best saga, to be honest, not saying like I'm the best saga runner. I'm definitely not, obviously. You have to, the best saga runners, like we have here in the chat, Cinewave. He showcases
That
these
guy's a
FF2
goofball.
characters a lot. He showcases these FF2 characters
Yeah,
really well. So that's the beauty of these Lufenia saga runners. If they are able to showcase the character really well, or they're doing well, or they're just not outright saying like the where am I going? No, wait. The
you think
the
like
thing
being
I
honest
hate,
about the contribution?
mhm, like that. Yeah. Like it will be a lot more amazing if those said Lupenia sagas will not swap out the character, like like they showcase the character. Like yeah, I just mentioned Cinewave. He was able to showcase. I really love his runs with Guy because I remember back then Guy is a character that's been hyped up by many content creators to be easily skippable. But the thing is, he was able to. Cinewave here was able to showcase the strengths of Guy here,
Yep.
especially with the Alexander Lupenia. Yeah, I remember that one. Like he was able to break one of the thresholds of the of Alexander with these
Yep.
because Earth Enchant.
And that's another important thing about just content creation as a whole. And people reference videos for what can be done,
Coming back,
and a lot of the
coming back.
time, and I keep hyping up this video that I'm supposed to make around that, but it really is such a small, like, a lot of the time if you don't see it, you might not know it can't happen. Um, and the more people that are recording and doing stuff, the more evidence we have, and the more like people can potentially think better, because just having results like visualized is huge. Alexandre de Leon, yikes, bro, why would you do that to me? Why, bruh?
I mean, I think all of us.
All right, get some pity Noah, bruh. If you read this, you'll pity the next poll. Damn, he done cursed us.
Well, I'm glad I'm ticketing Noel.
Damn, he done cursed us. That's gems for me. Damn, bro. I mean, hey, I ain't mad. First off, because you paid for it. Second off, if pity videos get the views too. So, who really lost there? You know.
Gotta get that burst order.
Eldnar sucks. Yes, he does. But back to Tifa. Where are you going with that?
Yes. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the Lufenia saga tangent over there. So overall, I'll always be tuning into so many of these Lufenia saga runners.
Yeah, I watch him too. I
But
don't
if
always I
you,
like and I don't always comment, but I do watch stuff.
Mhm. I mean, you can't comment on all of them.
I
So
can,
yeah,
but not gonna.
yeah. I mean, nah, not just kidding. So that, hmm, what am I gonna say about Lufenia saga? Just keep doing those. Always impressive to see those
Yeah.
coming. And unless you're really on a tight spot, like you're having a really hard time, and you're carrying a character that hasn't gone on an update for so long. Try to question if you still enjoy doing
Yeah, don't feel
these
if you feel like the game
Lufenia
is a
saga.
job, that's a bad position to be in.
I mean, to be honest, it also circulates on the content creation thing. All's
Yes.
connected. To be honest though, just do what you do gonna enjoy. I mean, to be honest, that's why I chose Seven with doing the Lupenia. That's why I chose Seven to run her in a saga because first of all, she's not featured at all too much on when I search on YouTube, and she can be flexible at times. So
Absolutely.
there's that. I mean, always choose characters that you think are not just out of love. Like for example, with me and Tifa, look where it got me. Just 24,
Absolutely.
and look where I got with Seven. So far, all the current Lupenias done with it with her.
You also learn a lot more about the game when you and I think I touched on this some I don't remember, I'm getting my streams jumbled up at some point, but I said, or maybe it was in the TCC server, but I think what I said was having a favorite playstyle is a myth, and playing around the fight is it's a generally more healthy way to do it because sometimes the fights want you to do something, and I think trying to go against the grain, unless you're like being a galaxy brain, is actually more harmful because you're bashing your head. Being able to be flexible, like that's why like buffers to the party are generally more flexible in that regard because you can kind of put them anywhere and they can do stuff versus damage dealers. Usually they're suited to certain environments. So like sometimes I'll run
Mm-hmm.
speed down comps. Sometimes I'll run no boss turn comps. Sometimes I'll run launch comps. Like the game has a lot of options, and I think pigeonholing yourself into one style of play, one is detrimental because you might end up bashing your head trying to force something that doesn't work necessarily, and two, you might find out that you enjoy a lot more other things. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah. So and also the thing with Lufenia Saga runners, you're the one to decide if how long you're gonna do it, and plus as well if you, for example, if you can't do the current Lufenia and you'll be just waiting for the next tuning pass for said character Saga runner, for the next character, for the next fuck the
You got it.
character's next tuning
There
pass,
you go.
then it's fine to be honest. If it's all up to you, man. It's all up to the saga runner to make his or her own rules. To be
Bars.
honest,
Great. Now I gotta
we
learn how to
won't
play
mind.
Eldnarsh. I'm so sorry for you.
Oh my god, Eldmarsh. And another thing that I want to touch with Tifa besides nah, fuck that. Nah, what am I doing? The other thing I want to touch upon with Tifa, to be honest, is how her damage. I feel is very too early implemented. To be honest, like it makes her very. Sometimes some players will, especially people who do uploads, might feel like feels like they're doing the Lufenia too much easy if they're bringing her.
Yes.
And probably my least favorite aspect that Tifa has brought to the table due to her damage is the constant amount of people doing comparisons with her compared to the upcoming damage dealers. And I fucking hate it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like first,
Go ahead.
it's the one thing I really hate with how much damage they pack on Tifa. Like for example, the the infamous Palom hotfix. I mean, Palom is really good on his own. I mean, Tifa doesn't have insta break. Tifa doesn't offer ice damage and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure when Noel's LD was announced on JP back then. I'm pretty sure there are people who compared him to Tifa.
Yo, absolutely. And to be honest, Noel is not anything. I mean, Noel is one of my favorite characters, but I'm gonna when I eventually get around doing my poll plans video, which should be on time this time. I'm not gonna recommend anyone to pull for Noel on his LD release unless you really like him like I do. Like Noel's like blue frame one for me, but he really is not that impressive. And Tifa does outdamage him, and his niche of instant being the best instant breaker in the game and rebreaking is not when by the time we get fucking rebreak orbs, Noel's like 4 months old. Like when we get the rebreak orb on Zonde's last chapter, Tidus is out who can run in circles around him with less turn count and easy and has a burst. So I objectively I don't think Noel's great. He's solid, but the Tifa comparison has it needs more context.
Nuance.
Yeah, nuance.
Yeah.
There's Tifa can do this much damage in one button, but she can't rebreak, like stuff like that. There's factors to consider. And then Palom, while he does have a potentially higher damage ceiling, it does sometimes require dancing around breaks and stuff. But it shouldn't be just Tifa out damages Palom, because it's not this is like an equation like that. But I see what you're getting at, because it does devalue like legitimate discussion and team building and
The number one
yeah.
I value in the game.
Yep.
To be honest, that should be the number one. Like we prioritize in this community, all about team building. To be honest.
Yes, learning how to put a good team together to fight against the current content.
And I think I'm pretty sure maybe people have compared her to Struggle too. No. I don't want to say that. No.
Oh no, Strago is basically. I mean, somebody said it last time. Strago is just a damage dealer, but he's also niche because he re-breaks. That'll be. Oh boy, I'm ready to see some hot takes on Strago. Thankfully, I'm not alone. I sold his LD on the free poll. What the hell, Sign? Don't do that, bruh. Why would you sell an LD? What are you smoking? If you didn't max it, why? Okay, that's just petty. That's ink levels of hating Edward. Why are you like this? Bruh, I heard Tidus and woke. Shut up, Hard.
I mean, I hate Cypher, but I didn't sold his weapons.
Yeah, that's just silly. Just silly. Strago is just damage Galuf. I hate you all. I hate you all so much. So much. Oh, God.
And I'm pretty sure the other comparison that I think I pretty hate is Vaughn too, just because he's single target. But
Yeah.
even though I know Vaughn has splash now on one of his skills, I can't remember which one. One of them has splash.
It's a skill 2 now.
Oh, okay, there it is. And why the fuck are you comparing a LD unit and a burst unit, to be honest?
Also, Tifa has turn manipulation and high turn rates with her skill 1 is high turn rate, her skill 2 is instant, and she's got delay and launch on her EX, etc. And meanwhile, Vaughn has just 1 turn of damage, and it's like splash, potentially, and a burst. So it's nuance again. But when you're trying to make basic comparisons, nuance flies out the window, which is what I think others try to encourage, because it really I hate putting characters in boxes. But at the same time, I like keeping it simple. But there's a line, there's a gray area where we should try and strive to be at. And I think this goes back to why I encourage other people to talk about it, because the more voices we have, good ideas beat bad ideas, and the more good ideas and good discussion there are, the quieter the bad discussion will come, because people will hear it. And on that regard, it's necessary to explain why the bad logic is bad. And more people talking about it, the better, the smarter everyone can be.
Mm-hmm. Or we can have more awful comparisons, like Dystopia Bard said, Tifa is a damage BB.
Ugh. Pain.
Or we get compared again, where Layla is being compared to Reigns. Like what the fuck?
I've only seen like 2 instances of that, but I really tried to get ahead of it just so it doesn't happen. But it is just going to be violence if I do see it in any situation. I can't explain that stuff in 4 minutes. Well, that's not true. Being brevity, is that the word? Concise. Being concise is an art that I'm still trying to master. And one thing that everyone should try for. I'm always trying to make my videos short because I think about what I watch my videos, and I would watch my videos on 2x speed, maybe, and tune out in the middle. So I try and get them through. Vaughn can do well against element resist because of his huge brave gains. Is that true? Yeah. So Vaughn doesn't need to do brave damage to do damage. Tifa is in a similar boat, but less reliant. But we're getting off track here. And I know people have been asking me about the units for the next month, and I will go over that when I get around to making my full plans video. So just stay tuned for that.
Yeah, well, you'll eventually get there. So
That's all underhanded.
I think that's all I can say about Tifa, because to be honest, she's fucking simple, and I love that.
Yep.
Her simplicity is really what sells her the most, to be honest.
Yep. Simplicity.
And to so many
huge selling point.
So many people. That's why I like mostly for Final Fantasy VII characters. Most of them are simple to use.
Yep, and that's simple in execution, but there is nuance that can take you to the next level. There's always a gray area, which is it's fun to discuss the in and outs because that's when you can really get nerdy about the game.
And so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about Tifa. I'm really happy that she got Meteor Crusher. It is my favorite HP attack from Dissidia NT, and I'm glad that's the one they chose for her. And now it's time we all wait for that wonderful burst of hers, huh?
Yes. It's obviously going to be Final Heaven. That's going to be really exciting. Oh my god.
I mean, I wonder if they go for something else.
They wouldn't dare.
So I think that's all I'm gonna touch upon about Tifa. And in conclusion, I really wish we all skip Tifa now and go for her in Locust Banner.
Oh wait, no, it's not. She's not a Noctis. She's a Locke.
No, I said Locke.
Oh, I thought you said Noctis. Sure. My bad. Yeah, skip Tifa, save for the Aphmau banner, except also skip Aphmau because she's returning. We don't actually. That's not true. No, skip for Sid Reigns and then save for Tifa so you can get Locks. Whatever. It's a never-ending circle. Okay, I think we touched on everything. Man, I cannot believe I said a half hour, and we're almost at 2 hours now. That's pretty impressive, dude. Show Indolent Lard some support. Indo, he told me he'd be nervous, and you didn't sound slightly nervous. You sounded extremely confident. You are talking so well, dude. If you hadn't told me that you might have been shy potentially, like I never would have guessed, and that is very powerful. And hats off to you, dude, because you've been speaking great. Thank you, spectacular. And chat, back me up here. He's been great, hasn't he? Dog, you killed it, dude. You should talk more. That's all I'm gonna say because you got it on lock. I mean, just know a little better. I mean, this isn't anything specific anymore. Just general. Just whatever you say, you do it more and you don't even think about it. And getting to a point where you can talk and not really know what you're talking about like I do and kind of bounce back, good stuff. And all it takes is just effort, persistence. Yep, see, look at chat popping off for you. Look at chat popping off for you, dude. I don't know. You must have been lying to me or underhyping yourself because I ain't get a hint of nervousness, lack of self-confidence out there. You've been killing it, dog.
Oh god, thanks, man. My definite favorite one is from Sinaway.
I simp. Time to simp. Yeah, I think I updated the description with your links too. Did I save it? I did save it. Subscribe. My message was subscribe to Indolent Lard. I don't like you. Yeah, I think we can. If you don't have anything else to say, I think I went on my soapbox like crazy during this too. Get to working on the timestamps, damn it. I'm kidding. You got anything else you want to get off your chest, or you think we close this out now?
Yes, sir. I'm going to go for those. Timestamps. Let me go for it. Yes, sir.
All right. If you ain't got anything else, I think we can start closing out. Any
Um,
closing thoughts?
so yeah, thank you for having me here, PC. I really can't imagine that I will definitely get in here. So, thank you very much, man, for having me here.
Yeah,
And
dude.
subscribe to BC again.
No, subscribe
Hit that
to
like
subscribe to
button.
Endo, bruh. I'm washed. I don't be even making concentrated videos anymore. I just be streaming. Uh, this man edits and takes his time and stuff. Really, we should really champion everyone who's putting in the work. So yeah, go. If I don't see like a 500 subscriber bump, I'm banning someone. So my closing thoughts are: this did go longer than I expected. That is perfectly fine. I'm also really hungry, so I said I was going to do the JP Retro 12. That is not going to happen. I'm going to probably do it maybe like 2 Eastern ish. Well, I'll keep. I'll probably annoyingly adjust the time around when I feel like doing it, but I will do today because I did say I'm gonna try and do Saturday JP retro streams to catch up. I'm not hanging out with my girl this weekend, so I'll probably stream Sunday another one to just catch up. And yeah, this was an in between ranting hour, but a very valuable one nonetheless. Couldn't have done it without you, Indo. You've been
Yeah.
great to just bounce stuff off. Love to talk again. I know time zones make things different, but you really are great, dude. And we're equals. I'm not anything special. We each have our pros and cons, and glad to see you growing as a content creator and doing your own thing, doing what's right for you.
Thanks, man.
Yep. I'm gonna go watch Dystopia Bard's parody video of me trashing me. I'm very excited to get trashed because I deserve it more than likely. So if you guys aren't watching Dystopia Bard stuff, I don't know what channel you uploaded it on. I know he DM'd it to me right as I went live. But go check that out. Again, subscribe to Indolent Lard or someone's getting banned. If I check the subscribe list and you're not on there, how about you're getting banned if I see you in chat? How about that? And I think we can close this off now. Great. Yep. All right. Thank you all for watching. Again, like the video if you ain't already. Thanks for coming through. This has been the Ranting R 17.5. And peace out, guys.